does this all mean for South Africa's image, for South Africa's brand? Let's speak to Thebe Ikalafeng, a brand guru, joining us now in studio. Thebe, welcome. Can I also say welcome back, because you were in Paris as well?
I was in the rainy, wet Paris.
And how was that experience watching the Bokke there in Paris?
I thought South Africa had moved to Paris, because when I looked around the stadium, it was all South Africa. I mean, it was incredible. It was an incredible atmosphere. It was tense, but there was a sense that we are winning.
Yeah, a proud moment indeed.
Very proud
now,
moment.
you are a brand expert, and when you look at this moment, we're celebrating. There's a victory parade that's going to happen in a number of
victory parades in the key areas.
Yeah, we've got Tshwane, Joburg on Thursday, and then it moves to another place on Friday and Saturday, and then I think on Sunday it ends in East London.
Which is
Cape Town will have its tennis,
because East London has produced some of the great
but the Kabeja guys are not happy. He said, what about us? Anyway, what does this mean?
Well, I think from an image perspective, what it says about South Africa is that it says it's a country of winners. And that's an important thing, because we are the most winning, the winningest rugby team 4 out of the last 8 years, I think, or so. Or the last 8 World Cups are by South Africa.
We've got 50% of them.
We've got 50% of them, right? Yeah. I think it says we're a country that wins, but I think also it says we're a country that can overcome challenges. Because remember, even after the World Cup, we had a bit of a dip, but we rebuilt. And we're able to do that. But also throughout the World Cup itself, there were times when we didn't think we were going to win.
In fact, the last World Cup.
Resilient.
In fact, the last World Cup was in 2019. Lest we forget.
Yes.
After that, the world was hit with a pandemic.
Indeed.
So we had a momentary celebration, and then we all forgot about rugby because we were in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah. Then we changed coaches. But it also speaks to the fact that, I always try to think that it speaks about, one, resilience, that we're a very resilient country, that we can fight back from the challenges. But I think it also says we're a resourceful country, because if you look at changing from the people that we had Rassie moves to the new coach, changes.
That's Jacques Nienaber, yeah.
Nienaber, indeed. And we had a reserve as well, a reserve of talent in the country.
From a brand perspective, from a reputation perspective, image, everybody wants to be associated with a brand like that, a resourceful brand, a resilient brand. In fact, we've proven time and time and again throughout all challenges, before 94 and after 94, that we can rise to the occasion.
Indeed.
When we are called to do so.
When we're put in a corner, South Africa knows how to fight back, and South Africa knows how to get to the top. And I think that's part of the DNA of who we are as a country. And the victory of the Springboks is just a reminder that we have it within us, and if we can just package it and apply it across everything else, whether it's in the civil service or whether it's in corporate, whether it's in everyday life.
But you need the right structure, the right system, the right leadership, the right vision. Am I wrong?
Well, you need a vision first. You need a vision of excellence.
What does this brand stand for?
What does this brand stand for? I mean, luckily for South Africa, and in the last week before I went to Paris, we spent a day with multiple representatives of South Africans from corporate, from public service, from academia, and all those. And we asked ourselves that question: what does South Africa stand for? And we'll build onto that with what. And this process was led by Brand South Africa, and we'll build onto this with what the Springboks have done for us. Because I think you need to start with, what does a country stand for? What is your idea of success as a country? Then you have to put in place the systems to do that, and you have to nurture the talent. I think that the Springboks have done that very well, from the grassroots to professional, and then to international. And there's a consistency as well in doing that. I mean, the fact that you can unplug Jacques Nienaber and put Rassie and put Jacques, and you still have, but Rassie, you don't throw away one; he still stays part of the system. It speaks to, we have the formula for success. We just don't apply it consistently in the country.
And the fact that some of the talent, like Sia and all of them, they've been playing rugby under some of these coaches from when they were youngsters, younger than today, and they've grown up in that system.
I mean, Sia has known Rassie and Jacques Nienaber since he was 17.
Oh, there you go.
And but also they
consistency.
But they also went to schools which have got very good structures. I went to Grey, and you can go around the country, some of the big rugby producing countries.
Yeah.
So the question will always come, but it's not the same for the kids who learn soccer, who go to township schools and all those.
I mean, brands can make us feel good. We can touch them and feel them. We're proud to wear certain brands and stuff. I mean, I think it goes for the same way for brand SA. It has to be dependable. It has to be trustworthy. How do we bottle this moment? to use it, from what you've said earlier, that we need to find ways of using this across different sectors of our economy as we build this future that we want South Africa to become?
We need to define we need to define the DNA of South Africa, or we need to reconsolidate the DNA of South Africa, and we need to use the best practices, which is, if M10 can do so well as a country brand, if Springbok can do so well as a sport brand, and you can go across. If you look at the accounting, South African CA is ranked #1 in the world recently. So if you can look at those best practices, those pockets of excellence, and ask ourselves the question, what is it that they do well, and what is it that says about us? Can we package that, and then can we apply that in other spheres? And then in sport, you say, why is Bafana not rising to the same level as Springboks? Why is cricket always coming short at the end, and rugby can go? So then we need to model excellence.
We take the best from each of these examples you've used.
And then we lay down as a blueprint of success, and we judge everybody against that. We hold everybody accountable. You see, the challenge for us in South Africa is a lack of accountability in many places, and also short-termism. We get excited for the first few minutes, and all of us are going to forget about this because now we're getting a free holiday. We don't need a free holiday. What we need more days to work, because that's what the country needs. And the days to work, we need to build on the successes that we've just got.
Okay, I know you're not tourism, your brand, but I'll ask you, when you were in Paris with this video, do you think more people I want to go and see where the Springboks come from? Do you think we stand a chance from that boosted image that we're speaking about, for people to say, I want to visit this country?
Yeah, well, you know, I spent 10 years on SAT board, so understand what this also means for South Africa, for tourism. I mean, I spent time with French people on the weekend, as well as other Africans who are not who live in France, and they all said, we want to come visit South Africa. Because what this means is, the funny thing, some of them says, I didn't know you got white people in South Africa.
Still, in 2023.
Wow. Somebody says to me, I'm looking at your rugby team, I didn't know you got white people. I didn't know you're so diverse in many ways.
That's another thing that stands as us in our good state, the diversity of this country, the rich heritage, just how to harness it.
How to harness it, and how to harness the DNA. So, of course, from a tourism perspective, people want to know this country that produces winners. I want to go visit that. One of the things we've learned even from Brand South Africa, for example, perspective, the research says the areas which build South Africa's brand are the people, sport, culture. So those 2-3 areas is what we need. And the third one is education. South African education for a long time, especially in higher education, has been known to be quality and to produce excellence. And that's what we need to bottle, and that's what we need to use to drive tourism, citizenship, as well as investment to South Africa.
Thebe, thank you very much for coming to chat to us. And by the way, congratulations belated for the Africa Award you got the other day in Ghana, a country I know that you've been involved with for a long time as a brand specialist, helping them as well define themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dan.
That's Thebe Ikalafeng, a brand expert, just weighing in on this moment for a country where we are celebrating the Springboks and just trying to understand, what does it mean for us going forward? How can we harness this energy that we've got with us? Because we do have it to build a better country for everyone.